is heating up, the pace is fast, and the action is intense. Today, 6 teams are back inside the big dome floor, ready to battle it out once again. Strap in for a full day of high-octane volleyball action, only here in the PVL, the heart of volleyball!
Hit the ground, make them crystal clear. Go so now, I got no fear. Heartbeat racing louder than a gun. It's not already won. I'm invincible, nothing can break me. Limitless flow, don't try to chase me. Crash like a wave, wild and free. It moves that way, I'm all you see. Invincible, na 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 na. Na 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 na. Invincible, na 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 na. Na 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 na. Duji Anna.
The heart of volleyball is back at the Big Dome as Jack Chanela faces her former team, the Farm Fresh Foxies, will face the Cignal Super Spikers led by Jel Cayuna, who is trying to search for their first win. This is our first game of 3 here in the Smart Araneta Coliseum. And right after this, we have some teams looking for their first win. Capital One Solar Spikers versus the next led Chameleons, to be followed by a prime time matchup here in the PVL. PLDT high-speed hitters versus the Chocomucho Flying Titans. PVL fans, thank you so much for joining us here on One Sports and Filipinas Live in Cignal TV. My name is Jaime Escalon, and my partner for today, one of my favorite people in the world, and Neil Flores. And of course, we have Jules Israel at courtside. Jules, checking in with you, how is your PVL experience so far in your first conference?
It's been very pleasant, very exciting, and all the teams are great. Exciting to see what the matchups are today.
Exciting matchup we have here with Cignal and Farm Fresh. Neil, di na kita kakamustahin, kamusta ka? Lagi tayo nakikita. But let's take a look at the standings. Let's take a look what's been happening here early on in our conference.
We have to check the Pool A standings, of course. 3 teams are already on the board with 1 win. That's PLDT, Chocomucho, and Farm Fresh. And for Pool B, you have the leading teams there, Zeus Coffin and Akari. Teams are actually scrambling for positioning here in the first preliminary round because we know that the top 3 teams will face off against the bottom 3 teams of the other pool.
If you want to get the easy route, the easier route, you have to ramp up a lot of wins here early on. Trisha Tubu versus Erica Santos, definitely going to be a matchup to see. But first, Neil, let's take a look at what's been happening with the rebranded Cignal Super Spikers. And of course, Alas Glow nga ang sinasabi nila nangyari kay Vanny Gander, who really took the leap. Although right now, we see on screen, she is not wearing a uniform.
She won't be playing today due to some minor injury, but nothing to be worried about for Vanny Gandler. She was able to actually get the most number of points for her team, 15 points with 3 blocks, and the reinforcement, Eva Hantava, was limited to 10 points. Cignal really struggled in their first game. It's not the start that they wanted to see, but here we are. They are going to make some adjustments, and we want to see a different style of play from the Cignal Super Spikers today, Jules.
Right, Neil, you already mentioned that Vanny Gander is sitting out today due to a minor injury, but it's no cause of concern, she assured me, and also the coaching staff of Cignal did. But someone stepping up for Vanny Gander today is none other than Jewel Encarnacion. And for Jewel, she was already prompted by Coach Shaq 2 days ago, and she was more than prepared already. She already has a game plan in mind. And ang sabi niya sa akin kanina is hindi niya to i-overthink. She will just enjoy the game because her style of playing na magaan lang, that's where she thrives the most. And she knows that she brings in that advantage when it comes to defense, especially. She knows her reception is very good, and that she knows that that is what she will be contributing today for the Cignal team. But speaking of defense, someone making the points of offense for the Farm Fresh Foxies is Ellie Rosso, the Farm Fresh Foxies import. A while ago, I was able to speak with her. Neil and Jaime, she's the highest scoring pointer of the conference so far, which is insane. That's 38 points. And actually, she came from an injury not long ago. That was just March. And she told me she was able to recover in 3 to 4 months. And she credits her Belgium physiotherapist. She really recovered there, as well as her friends and family. And you know, Neil and Jaime, I learned such a fun fact about Ellie. Her dad is actually an Olympic coach for the French national volleyball team. So I guess it runs in their blood. And I want to know, how did Ellie perform in their last game?
Well, she had really good first impressions. Jewel today has a chance for a good first impression wearing a new uniform, but it's hard to have that really great first impression. Your first impressions of Ellie Rousseau in her first game, Neil?
That's the best introduction that she could give to the PVL fans. 38 points. She immediately set the record here in her first game pa lang. And you know what? 40 attacks yung nakalaban nilang team as a whole, but she was able to get 38. So that says a lot about her talent, of course. Ang taas ng IQ niya, and she's just ready to score. She had 70 attempts in that last game, so she also knows that she will be getting most of the sets from Aloy Robbins-Hardy.
Yeah.
It's an exciting game day today. It's a triple header, the first of many exciting matchups. And of course, for our fans of the Filipinas Live app, we have a question for you, and that is, which team will tally more digs today? And if you're joining our conversation online, don't forget to use the hashtag PVL2025. We'd love to hear your thoughts on today's games, and it's going to be an exciting way to open today's triple header.
All right, Neil and Jules, it's time to get ready here in the heart of volleyball. We will leave you guys with this feature from Don Makandili Katindig and In the Moment, and then the stage is set for the Cignal Super Spikers versus the Farm Fresh Foxies, all here in the heart of volleyball.
Hit the ground, 느낌은 crystal clear. 거울 속 나, I got no fear. Heartbeat racing louder than a gun. 이 순간 난 already won. I'm invincible, nothing can break me. Limitless flow, don't try to chase me. Crash like a wave, wild and free. It moves that way, I'm all you see. Invincible, na 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 na. Na 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 na. Invincible, na 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 na. Na 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 na. 두지 않아.
Together, talagang we have nowhere to go but up. This is the moment. Siguro in this game, dahil kaka-release lang sa amin from Alas, back into our clubs, parang sobrang nandun yung eagerness ko na maglaro with Cignal and talagang makaabot sa finals. Yung pinaglalaban talaga namin is yung hirap. Lahat naman ng teams naghihirap, pero syempre yung journey namin as a team, dahil ang dami ring nangyari sa amin. So, parang malalim din yung pinaghuhugutan namin at this time. So, talagang kitang-kita na everyone wanted to win. Siguro everyday, yun talaga yung goal namin. Kung ano yung gusto naming marating, yun talaga yung iniisip namin bawat training na kailangan namin tong paghirapan para makaabot ulit kami doon.
Welcome to the Smart Araneta Coliseum in Cubao and the reinforced conference of the Premier Volleyball League, the heart of volleyball. 3 exciting matches await you in today's preliminaries, the first of 2 rounds. Match number 12 features our Cignal Super Spikers and our Farm Fresh Foxies. Officiating this match, we have our national referees. First referee, Mr. Fernando Velarde. Second referee, Mr. Joffer Educado. Let's call on our starting lineup from our Cignal Super Spikers. Let's begin at jersey number 2, Rosalind Doria Aquino. At number 6, Maria Rochelle Lalong Isip. Wearing jersey number 8, Erica May Santos. At number 10, Erin May Pangilinan. Wearing jersey number 22, Maria Angelica Cayuna. And at number 23, guest player from Greece, Evangelia Hantava. Starting libero is their team captain, number 16, Dawn Nicole Katindig. Sitting in as head coach, Mr. Rico. Calling on our Farm Fresh Foxies. Let's begin with jersey number 1, Alohi Robbins Hardy. At number 7, Frances Sinia Molina. Number 9, Riza Andrea Cruz. At number 12, Trisha Gail Tubu. Number 18, Lorene Toring. And at number 19, guest player from Belgium, Helene Russo. Starting libero is number 15, Elisa Bertolano. And head coach, Mr. Alessandro Lodi. This match is under the supervision and regulation of the Games and Amusement Board.
Let's take a look at the starters for the Cignal Super Spikers trying to get their first win here in the Reinforced Conference. Their reinforcement, Eva Hantava. And of course, no Vanny Gandler in today's game. So Ishi Lalong Isip is looking to step up versus the Farm Fresh Foxies, led by Ellie Rousseau coming off a 38-point performance. And of course, Trisha Tubo, their best opposite spiker. Ces Molina will face her former team today. As we welcome you to the Smart Araneta Coliseum, Jaime Escalon with Neil Flores and Jules Israel at the sidelines. As we are moments away from our first game of 3. So no Vanny here, Neil. It's going to be a big loss for Cignal. But of course, you have players to step up, Ishi, and maybe even the debuting Jewel Encarnacion.
I agree, magandang fit si Jewel Encarnacion sa system ng Cignal. As Jules mentioned earlier, she's a good receiver and she's also a consistent defender from her previous team. And yun yung dadalhin niya today for the Cignal Super Spikers. For Farm Fresh naman, I feel like this is already a complete lineup for them. In all positions, they have the depth. Wala si Rachel Andakis. But again, hindi naman worry yon kasi Ellie Rousseau is already there. She will be the main scorer for the Foxies. And you also have the support of Trisha Tubo and Ces Molina, who can also, you know, score as much.
As we start set number 1 here. Rousseau right away. Dawn, good dig from the back. Hantava straight to Molina's hands. We go back to Ellie. Ellie was blocked by 2 defenders, and there's the Cignal blocking we've been waiting for.
Yep, this is what we've all been waiting for, yung offense ni Ellie Rousseau against the blocking system of the Super Spikers.
But if there's one thing Cignal actually had trouble with in their last game, it's the reception. Their efficiency receiving, looking to bounce back from that as well. Alohi getting Ellie hot here. What about that up by Dawn? Second time now versus Ellie. Alohi this time could not time it with Riza. And a chance ball for the Foxies. Rousseau will try that one, buried to the ground.
Strong swing from Ellie Rousseau. The defense was there for the Super Spikers. Pero nung bumaon na yung palo ni Ellie Rousseau, doon na nahirapan yung defenders ng Cignal.
Ishi receiving. Not the best of first balls. Alohi will set up the middle and it works for Turing.
This term that we use in Filipino, that when the middle blocker of the other team delivers a soft touch, hindi na susungkitin ng middle blocker nyo so that the defense can do its job and you can actually set up your own offense.
Kayuna back set to the opposite side. Erica met by 2 defenders. Rousseau, too strong of a hit. As let's go to Jules Israel.
You know, the Cignal Super Spikers may have lost their last game, but Captain Libero Don Makandili Katindig told me that this is an inevitable part of their rebuilding story. Ang sabi niya sa akin, as captain, she was very candid and was open in acknowledging that her teammates, especially the rookies, are still in the process of being molded into their potential. As a veteran, Don told me she can sense that frustration of her teammates, and she knows that this process of self-discovery truly takes time. You know, Neil and Jaime, it's true what they say, it takes one to know one. And like Don said, it is this very moment that defines one's character as an athlete. With each game this conference, it will be such a treat to watch this all unfold before our eyes. Neil and Jaime.
Spoken like a true leader there, Don Makandili Katindig. I love that. You have to be patient as well. I mean, young players, no? Neil Ishii, and now Jewel. Kneeling set. Doria Aquino sends it straight to the net for a 2-point Farm Fresh lead.
That was an awkward set from Jel Cayuna. But sometimes they try to do that. Kahit alanganin yung pasa, dinideliver pa rin nila yung bola papunta sa middle blockers.
Service error there for Alohi, who, by the way, had a really great first game as well with 27 excellent sets. 3 serving 4 rather. Tubu off system for Farm Fresh. Pangilinan from the middle. Bertolano will play setter. Cayuna this time trying to set up lalong isip. Was there a check? Yes, there was.
Yes, there was a check ball. I think Eli Rosso admitted to it. So they're pulling back the challenge.
Also, by the way, for Cignal, Coach Shaq is not here today. A bit under the weather. So, wishing Coach Shaq a speedy recovery. So, point for the Super Spikers. Kasi nga umamin si Ellie. Robbins Hardy. Tubu. Binalik. Tubu reloads, opting for the soft touch this time.
Sometimes you just have to try different hits to break the blocking system of Cignal. Cignal will get their touches. Sigurado yan. It's really about putting the coverage behind your attackers and finding creative ways to get past their line of defense. Oh, that was
What a
on its
hit.
way out.
So 2 straight points for the best opposite spiker, Trisha Tubu. Daming weapons, like you said, Neil, no? Daming weapons ni Alohi dito. A full triangle. That's a hard serve from Ellie. As Santos sends it long.
Cignal has been trying to target the corner pockets dun sa floor ng Farm Fresh, but they've been missing the mark.
Good first ball. Santos, pinabawi at nakabawi.
That's more like it, says Erica Santos. Quick recovery from Cignal. They're still down by 2 points.
5 serving 7. First pass, Ellie was targeted. Tubu has been hot here in set number 1 as she sends us to our first technical timeout.
Kung na-miss nyo, subscribe na to our YouTube channel. Subscribe na!
Yes sir, nagkano sa akin lumapit na.
There's Vanny Gandler with Judith Abil. Right now, Cignal missing her absence a bit. Down by 3. Trisha Tubu is the one on fire right now for the Farm Fresh Foxies. Serve was low there for Turing. And Ishii will now serve. Molina off the block for a powerful hit.
Alam natin na malakas yung front line ng Farm Fresh sa harap yung foreign guest player nila. But look at this front line. You have Ces Molina in the left wing, Trisha Tubu on the right. You still have Arisa Cruz in the middle.
Misreceive there. Santos will improvise, and yes, she does from the back line.
It's a tight game here in the first set. Both setters are trying to look for their go-to player at the moment. So far for Cignal, it has been Erica Santos. For Farm Fresh, medyo balance pa. We've seen points from Trisha Tubu, Ces Molina, and of course, Ellie Rousseau.
Point for Cignal.
It's a foot fault from Ellie Rousseau.
And sometimes, Neil, for teams like Cignal, like for example, nawala nga si Gani, you're forced, you have that extra juice, right? Or extra fired up because you know your best player is not there. We're seeing that so far here in set number 1. Back set Alohi running, Cruz. And a point for Farm Fresh.
There will be a challenge on the floor. A block touch challenge from the Cignal Super Spikers.
So Cignal claiming that did not touch the hands of Hantaba. And so we have our first challenge of the day. It is a block touch challenge. The game after this, we've got the Capital One Solar Spikers. Bella Belen looking to bounce back versus the next led Chameleons. And is there a block touch here? Tingnan natin. Yes, there was.
It hit her forearm. So Cignal will lose the challenge opportunity in the first set. Point will remain with the Foxies.
Bomb set to Hantava. Ball was deflected. Rousseau counter. Sent back right away. Rousseau will try again. Cayuna setting it to Santos. Molina says, I'm right here. Rousseau na naman. Dawn picking it up. Rousseau trying to end it. Yes, she does.
Another strong swing from Ellie Rousseau. Kuwang-kuha ni Alohi yung gustong sets ni Ellie Rousseau. Look at that. Seam was way open. It's a double block from Super Spikers.
Third point for Rousseau for a 3-point Farm Fresh lead. Hantava. Nakabawi.
That will be the first point for Hantava.
I was telling you, Neil, earlier, she has one of those unique swings, a full extension you rarely see. Rousseau will push. Bump set. Good check there by Alohi. Running, Cruz. Buhay pa rin. Alohi, will she go to? Don. Reflexes was ready for that. 1-2. And the block by Ellie Rousseau. This Tibay defensive play of the set is brought to you by Elastoseal Selyado ang bubong anumang panahon.
Ellie Rousseau is the tallest blocker in this rotation for Farm Fresh, so I don't think it will be a wise decision to go there unless makuha mo yung delay from the middle blocker. If you give Erica Santos a single blocker, kayang-kaya niyang makapuntos. But if it's going to be a tight double block, they might want to rethink that point of attack and look for other options in terms of combinations.
It's not every day, Neil, your setter and your winger is taller than your middle blockers like for Farm Fresh. Hard serve there. Rousseau. Walled up. Antava back row. She finds the line.
Again, going high and long. Yan talaga yung main target ng Cignal Super Spikers. They know na may hirapan sila if they would keep on challenging the blocking of Farm Fresh dahil matangkad nga yung nasa harap. So, mas maganda na pumunta sila dun sa dulo-dulo. But unfortunately, they will give that point of the service error of Evan Dava.
So Alohi back with the full front line. With Tubu and Ellie. Molina at the back row as well. Sharp serve for Alohi. Don says mine. Sets it for Lalong Isip. Dug by Bertolano. Tubu! One more time.
She has mastered that power tip. We saw that in the PVL also. Ang dami niyang pinuntos from those simple tips.
The elevation from Trisha Tubu, and right now a timeout is called by the Cignal Super Spikers.
Ito, diba? Ay, makinig. Pag ito si Tubu, may hang time siya. Ngayon, huwag ka agad tumalon. Kasi ibabawang ka lang yan eh. I-close mo na to. Ilang beses ka nang pinaluan. Doon, kuhan mo lang dito, abangan mo lang dito pag lumusot. Tapos ito, pa nag-cross, abangan nyo lang. Huwag ka masyadong umilalim. Tsaka pag nagbablock ka, dayain mo na. Hindi naman nagbibigay ng quick din eh. Okay?
Cignal Super!
Says Molina back at it. 9 points versus next lead. You can tell she's trying to get her footing back here in the PVL. But when she does, Neil, when she does, man, you said it yourself. Rousseau, Tubu, Molina as a triangle.
I can think of so many options pag nandun sila sa rotation.
Right now, the main option here for Farm Fresh is Trisha Tubu because she is the leading scorer with 5 points.
Diyan mo makikita that the team is in good hands because you're not too dependent on the reinforcements. Don't want to overload them that much. And mahaba-haba yung dalawang preliminary round natin. I think they will have at least 8 games.
This one, sabi mo overload. This one, an overload of a hit from Ishi Lalong Isip. At this point, heat check for Trisha Tubu. 4-point lead, technical timeout.
Bitin ba kayo sa games? Watch all the replays on PVL YouTube channel. Subscribe!
6 for 8 attack efficiency here in set number 1 for Trisha Tubu. 6 points and a 4-point lead. Ishii has been responding to the call.
She is the leading scorer for the Super Spikers with 3 points, followed by Doria Aquino with 2, Erica Santos, and Eva Antaba also has 2.
Molina this time, 1 blocker. That's a big problem for you.
Substitution for Farm Fresh, Pierre Abellana will check in for Toring.
Kayuna. Ishii. 2 blockers ready. Slide on Pangilinan. Molina going drop. Ishii putting it up. Back row hit for Antava. Back row hit for Rousseau. Dawn says, here you go, Ishii. But Alohi's saving the ball. Tubu sending it to the back. Lalong Isip will keep trying and she breaks the block.
Yeah. 4 points for Ishi Lalong Isip. She went for all power in that last sequence. Look at that, breaking the block of the Foxies. That's it for the substitution. Coach Lodi.
Lalong Isip at the service line. Keeping her team here really in set number 1. Keeping them at bay. Against Trisha Tubu though.
7 points already for Trisha Tubu and power tip na naman. I think yun talaga yung main goal din ni Coach Lodi. I heard from some of the assistant coaches of Farm Fresh na ang tinuturo talaga is efficiency. Now, when you can score off a power tip, why would you waste energy on going for a hard one?
And we are seeing that today. Really efficient set number 1 for Tubu. Drop ball covered by Santos. Antava, what a dig by Bertolano.
Nice set.
Sweeping, katindig. Back row. Buhay pa rin. Another try at things here for Cignal. They will go to Antava who finishes the rally using her blocker's hands.
You have to get credit to the digging of Farm Fresh. But in the end, it was Eva Antava who got that point. Challenging the defense of Alohi Robbins Hardy.
Yeah, going back to what you said, Neil, digging of Farm Fresh, Bertolano, great 2 digs. Seeing her as libero for the first time here in the PVL.
Actually, before pa lang nai-imagine ko na si Bertolano na pwede siyang maging libero. And now, they're reaping the benefits of her conversion.
Pero multi-skilled din siya. She has tough serves as well here. Wow. Making it look so simple. Ellie Rousseau.
It's just her 5th point. Mas madami pang pinuntos sa ngayon si Trisha Tubu.
Kayuna chasing to get that set for Antava, who sends it wide. And a 5-point lead for Farm Fresh. Coach Rico wanting to talk to the girls here. Let's listen in.
Doon sa loob ng kayo magpaka-stress doon dahil di pa naman tapos eh. Ay, Roslyn, ang tigas ng galaw. Lambutan mo lang. Hindi binibigyan yung quicker sa kabila. Sasama ka dito. Dayain mo na. Okay? Oy, kailangan natin ng pasa. Pasa, wala tayong pasa. Hindi tayo makakatake ng maayos niyan. Puro back row open lang tayo. Okay? Go, habol tayo, habol. Ayan naman.
There were so many instructions in that timeout. Unang-una, of course, the passing of Cignal has been erratic, kaya hindi nila ma-utilize yung middle blockers nila. And Coach Rico also gave instructions to the middles. You have to be very observant. You have to check kung gaano kadalas ba binibigyan yung middles na nasa kabilang team. So sometimes when you already feel like the set is going to go to the left or right pin, you have to start moving because madelay ka lang ng one step, di ka na makahabol sa block, and that will just create so many holes on the floor for your team.
Passing, a big discussion here for Cignal. Like I said, had some trouble in the first game. Trying to readjust it here in their second game of the reinforced conference. Kayuna. Bibigay kay Acuna. Right off the bench. Quick work.
Response that we want to see from the Super Spikers. Started out with a perfect pass from Don Makandili Katindig. Jackie Acuna finished that with a quick attack.
Lisa Cruz. Slide attack.
It's always an advantage when you have middle blockers that are comfortable going for those slide attacks. Hindi kasi lahat ng middle blocker kayang mag-slide eh. Some of them are more comfortable with the simple A, B back quicks. But when you add a couple of more, ang laki ng pwedeng maitulong sa isang team.
Better first ball there, first down. Rousseau. Wow. Unstoppable here. Point number 6.
What an angle for Ellie Rousseau. Totally avoiding the hands of the blockers of the Super Spikers.
Antava again. This time tricking the blockers. Going behind for her 4th point of the set. (17 serving 22 here. Ellie rejected.
Finally, a clean kill block from the Super Spikers. Dito natin nakilala yung Cignal. In the past conferences, they're always up there in terms of numbers pagdating sa blocking department. But now, hindi pa natin masyado nakikita yun. But that's a good start for Cignal.
We're good, guys. Let's not overestimate the speed. It's not very hard. Mostly attention to the seams. Okay, so we pay attention to our left side majority. Yes. Leave some space here, leave some space there. She hits the ball on the line, no problem. Okay. Focus more on the center, and I want to dive left. And on my right, I'm not going to dive. Okay, we're diving left, so we are in no trouble in the symbols. Okay?
Keep going here. Now.
Coach Lodi is very articulate when he's giving instructions. It's very specific. It's easy to understand. Kaya ang dali din sundin pag naglalaro ka on the floor.
I don't know why I was entertained with that timeout. Diving left, very specific instructions.
We also learn so much when we listen to the timeouts ng mga coaches kasi iba sila ng style eh.
Meanwhile, lalong isip, neutralized at the net. Alohi 1-2. Back to Alohi. Back to Rousseau. Kayuna. From the pipe, just a little low for Hantava.
Too low from that pipe attack. We have arrived at warning point.
Tubu is back for Jack Janela. And perfect time to end it if you're Alohi with the full front line and already 9 excellent sets, Neil.
Yeah.
Missed time there. Katindig, a high bump set for lalong isip. Alohi to the hot hand. Trisha Tubu with a cross-court hit.
Almost in double digits. That was officially.
She sends us to set point.
At this point, Aloy Robbins Hardy is just controlling the tempo of this match. She's getting a lot of delays from the middles of Cignal. Kaya ang taas nung conversion rate from their wings. But now we see another clean, quick attack from the Super Spikers, care of Jackie Acuna.
This was the main discussion in one of the timeouts by Cignal. Perfectly executed there. Jackie Acuna contributing off the bench. Alohi from the middle. That's inside for Turing. This point is brought to you by Myra. Be Vita Brighter with Myra's vitamin-powered whitening lotion. Alohi controlling the pace, sharing the wealth, and the Farm Fresh Foxies take set number 1. (25-19) after 24 minutes, the Farm Fresh Foxies take set number 1. And a balanced effort really thanks to Alohi Neil. Trisha Tubu though leading all scorers with 8 points while Rousseau backing her up with 6.
Again, I believe in balanced distribution, lalo na pagdating sa reinforced conference. Yes, on paper, given na dapat yung reinforcement yung pinakamataas na puntos ang nakukuha, but you will be scarier, mas magiging deadly yung isang team when you activate the locals, and we saw that in set number 1 for the Foxes. They had a whopping 40% conversion rate in the attacking department compared to the 28% of the Super Spikers. Kaya doon na lang talaga lumayo yung Farm Fresh in terms of attacking. 19-13, all the other skill set departments, hindi tayo nalalayo. Cignal still had a couple of kill blocks, but it wasn't enough to actually stop or slow down the production of Ellie Rousseau and Trisha Tubu. Ang pagkakakilala natin sa Cignal, kaya nilang kumuha ng sobrang daming soft touches and they would keep on attacking the defense of the other team until they score that point. But hindi napahaba yung rallies in set number 1. Ang bilis nung one stop ng Farm Fresh. So here in set number 2, that's something that they need to do. I feel like the middle blockers need to work extra hard in catching up dun sa mga loose blocks. Kasi the moment you put up a single block against Rousseau, Molina, or Trisha Tubu, mahihirapan na kayo to find that good pattern in the back row.
As we welcome you to set number 2 here in the Big Dome. First game of a triple header. Hantava starts things off. And yes, she does.
This is the start that you want, and you want to stay in this rotation where you have Erica Santos, Jackie Acuna, and Eva Hantava.
Ginoo also starting this set, Neil, was the magic bunot in that last game. Rousseau And looks like this will be a free ball for the Foxies. Alohi, a setup to the running Cruz. And our linesman saying there was a check.
There's a touch on the block of Eva Hantava. Yep. Sa pinky lang.
Sharp serve for Cruz. Leading to that regalo for Ellie Rousseau.
That's a big no-no. Can't deliver gift to Ellie Rousseau. I think Don Macandili Katinig got confused. Kasi gumagalaw si Erica Santos papunta sa position niya as that ball dropped. And now it's an ace for Farm Fresh.
That's our first ace of the day. So Cruz now with point number 4. Buding is in. And right away, Acuna, they get the quick point.
To me, that has been the best option really for Jel Cayuna. That be quick play for Jackie Acuna kasi lagi siyang single blocker lang. So for the receivers of Cignal, that might be the key for them to win this second set. Just focus on the passing, deliver the ball to the target zone para makapunta si Jel Cayuna kay Jackie Acuna.
Now let's check in with Jules Israel. Jules, what's going on there?
Neil and Jaime, a while ago you mentioned that Alohi Robbins Hardy is controlling the pace of the game and that kuhang-kuha niya ang set na gusto ni Ellie. And actually, this is what I asked her earlier. Since Ellie brings such a wealth of international volleyball experiences, Alohi said that their guest player already knows the sets that she needs and openly communicates it during practice. No difficulty at all for Alohi as setter to adjust to Ellie's style. And in Alohi's own words, Ellie is a perfect fit for the team because not only does she make those points in the court, but with her infectious positive outlook, she keeps the Farm Fresh Foxies spirits high beyond the game as well. So let's see if the Spikers setter duo together with the rest of the Foxies take the set, Neil and Jaime.
I like that, Jules. Parang lagi nga nakasmile si Ellie Rousseau. And good point. Alohi also an international setter here with a lot of international experience and right on cue.
Perfect connection once again from the duo. That beautiful reverse set. Just the right height for her to go high hands.
Eight points for Rousseau. Service error though. So Santos' turn to serve. That one a little wide to the right from the middle for Turing.
That's also a new part of their system. Pag nakikita mo yung difference ng quick attacks ng Cignal sa Farm Fresh, mas mabilis yan sa Cignal. But for the middle blockers of Farm Fresh, lagi natin nakikita yung differential sets. It's not as fast. I think yun yung gusto ni Coach Lodi as well. We saw that already in the PVL on tour and hanggang ngayon ginagamit pa rin nila.
Saw that replay from Trisha Tubu. Scores her first point of the set. Cayuna, combination for Ginoo.
Coach Rico de Guzman is looking for answers on the bench and Heather Ginoo might just be his answered prayer.
Yeah, Ginoo off the bench, Neil, 9 points in their last game. Off system here for Molina. Dawn with the coverage. Alohi back to the opposite side. Tubu, what a save by Katindig. Molina this time with a put away.
Alam natin yung capabilities, yung scoring capabilities ni Cesc Molina, but right now she is the silent operator for the Farm Fresh Foxies. And again, it was such a loose block from the Super Spikers.
Gel running to get that set up again. And Molina gets the check for 2 straight points. A 2-point lead. We go to the technical timeout.
Player highlights, we got you covered. Subscribe now to the PVL YouTube channel. Subscribe!
Cesc Molina coming off 2 straight points to give the Foxies advantage here. As Trisha Tubu continues to serve, but goes straight to the net. Erin Pangilinan, one player who's quiet so far here as well. She did start this match. Nice little float serve there for Pangilinan. And Kayuna with a 1-2.
Yeah. That was the right moment to go for that dump ball. Farm Fresh did not expect that. They were looking at Jackie Acuna because she was going for that short slide. They forgot about Jel Kayuna.
Good response after the technical timeout with 2 straight points. Misreceived. Another chance ball here for Cignal. Pangilinan will try setting. Hantava was dug by Bertolano. Rousseau back row. Now from the left pin, Molina. Alohi back to the pipe with velocity.
Too hot to handle. When it comes to the back row hits, mas gusto ni Ellie Rousseau yung mababa lang din yung set so that she can swing fast. There's a football challenge though from the Super Spikers.
So football challenge by the Super Spikers. But for the Farm Fresh Foxies, really impressive the connection of Rousseau and Alohi, but right now no attack line fault here. If the Farm Fresh Foxes win here also, Neil, gives them that confidence because sometimes when they start conferences kind of flat.
Yeah.
We rarely see them going 2 straight wins to start the conference. Buding has been playing well here. Hantava! Seems like that's her favorite move to go to.
Well, ang takad din kasi ng blockers ng Farm Fresh eh. So, it is correct to go for those hit outs. Look at that. Talagang tinarget niya yung right hand ni Aloy Robbins Hardy as it is closer to the antenna.
That's the 7th point of Eva Hantava. Alohi tried to get crafty with it. Back to Hantava. A 1-point Cignal lead.
It's back-to-back points for Eva Hantava. She has Now, the top scorer for the Super Spikers with 8 points. She's definitely going to surpass her output in the last game.
And a service ace for Jel Cayuna.
Look at that. Now, Cignal has a 2-point lead against Farm Fresh.
Just a perfect target there for Jel. Right in the middle. Alohi. This one a high set for Rousseau. The hot hand here will try. And an undiggable hit by Tubu. Hantava heating up. 5 points of the Cignal 12 here in set number 2. And they're looking to ice Hantava a bit after this attack, which is why they will call for time.
Don't keep making plays. Things get rough quick. Okay? Remember the high deep, out of bounds shot on high ball that you have also, okay? And you can score with those. Hey, this serve is not a serve. You agree with me? It does not qualify as a serve. You attack it and you put it in system, and we go from there. Okay? Let's go. There is various ways.
That really makes sense. I mean, dun sila nahirapan and they weren't able to keep the ball in system. They let Cignal gain a couple of points from their serves. That's why they're in this situation. And yung mga instructions ng mga coaches when it comes to offense, it's always the deep spots of the court of the other team. They don't give instructions, go down hard. You always have to go high, go long, go for those deep angles kasi mas mahirap yung depensahan.
So perfectly, right off the timeout, Ellie Rousseau now in double figures, Neil, with 10 points.
That is not surprising at all.
Good first pass by Ginoo. Erica Santos was red.
Nobody went up for a block dun sa middle blocker kaya hindi gumana yung combination play ni Jel Cayuna.
Cruz has been serving really sharp here. Buding managing to save it. There's a challenge right now.
Floor touch challenge. I do think that the ball already hit the floor. So
If it did in a challenge nila yun, Neil, bilib talaga ako, honestly. Like, wow, 2020 vision. But we'll see. We'll see this floor touch challenge. Buding is in right now, replacing Don. And that, ooh! Yes, there was a floor touch. Great look for Coach Lodi. So just like that, Neil, we're tied at 12. Hantava, dug by Trisha Tubu. Entering and Alohi just smiled it off.
that was just too high. Yan siguro yung pinakamalaking adjustment na gagawin ng middle blockers ng Farm Fresh from fast, quick attacks galing kay Louie Romero to differential sets from a Louie Robbins Hardy. It's not an easy transition, so you really need time to develop that point of attack.
This time to ring. A softer touch. Hantava from the back. They have been targeting Tubu. Rousseau cross court. Ginoo using her shoulder, and we've got ourselves a free ball. Trisha Tubu from the back row. Dug by Don. Counter Ginoo. And on goes the rally. Rousseau, not yet, says Hantava. Roll shot for Ginoo. Easily dug. Ellie again. Buhay pa rin. Missed time there with Eva. And finally, the finisher with Toring scoring.
Nakuha din niya yung tamang timing.
Seventh deadlock of the set. Ginoo switching mid-air. What a way to do it.
She disguised that so well. Went for a full approach. Last second, she decided to just go for a tip.
Rousseau from the right pin. Acuna managing to put it up. And Tava from the back, blocked by Turing.
No coverage from Spikers.
This tibay defensive play of the set is brought to you by Elastoseal. Selyado ang bubong, anumang panahon. That's a tough back set. And back-to-back points for Turing.
The ball was just too close to the net. They always have to consider kung nasaan si Jel kayo na. If she's coming from the back row, you have to put a little bit of distance kasi hindi sila pwedeng makipag-joust din pag dikit na yung mga pasa. So ball control is a non-negotiable when it comes to those easy balls coming from Farm Fresh.
That one hit out. Farm Fresh will race again first to our second technical timeout.
Na-miss niyo ba yung game namin? Kung na-miss niyo, subscribe na to our YouTube channel. Subscribe na!
Eliza Bertolano embracing her new role here in the PVL. Her team up by 2 in set number 2. Alohi prepared for that hit. Ginoo hitting away from the net. Bertolano, quick set to Molina. And Tava, what a dive by Robin Hardy. Another long rally here. And Cayuna with the reflexes. Ginoo trying to break the block. Gel will set up Erica Santos, and it's still in play. Longest rally of the match. Tubu looking to put an end. Oh, out of bounds.
Farm Fresh is looking for a block touch from the Super Spikers. Dito na papasok yung patience na sinasabi natin kanina. Floor defense has been so impressive from both ends of the court. So hindi ka dapat mapagod na umatake ng umatake. There was a block touch. Point will go to the Foxies.
Challenge is successful there, Neil. Farm Fresh happy to win the longest rally of the match so far. Perfect receive. And look at Farm Fresh celebrating that block. That's on Trisha Tubu, who now Neil has double figures as well.
These are reinforcement numbers. If you'd ask me, from Trisha Tubu. 7 points officially, tying the output of Eli Rousseau. For Cignal, feeling ko hindi pa masyadong na-utilize si Erica Santos eh. So, I think reverse setting can really help them at this point. Another
Bertolano,
great dig.
wow. Just great floor coverage from Alyssa Bertolano here. Encarnacion is in. First time in a Cignal uniform. Erica Santos tried to roll. Alohi says, let me try the left pin. And why not, says Cez Molina.
Defense is the name of the game. It's very clear. First set, second set, floor defense on point for the Foxies. And now, they will hold on to a 5-point lead as Cignal calls for time.
Palo. Area sila walang tao. Hindi tayo pag napuputo tayo, huwag niyong sukuan, hanapan niyo ng paraan. Hindi pwedeng ganun. Ngayon, pag dedepensa tayo, iangat natin, nakaka-rebound naman tayo. Pag nag-rebound tayo, kailangan matake tayo. Hindi pwedeng itatapon natin. Kaya tayo naiiwan, no?
Dual Encarnacion looking to make it shimmer here. He was the top scoring rookie, Neil, in the 2024 draft class.
When teams are actually getting new talent papunta sa squad nila, hindi naman offense lang yung tinitingnan eh. Yes, that's a good thing that she was the top scoring rookie in her class, but you also have to look at the other aspects of her game and kung paano siya mag-gel with the team. And her being a good defensive player, maganda yung bunot ng Cignal.
Has been really loading up. That's a service error with fresh talent here. Next generation of Cignal talent. Erin Pangilinan, Ishi Lalong Isip, and now Jewel Encarnacion, who's looking to change the complexion of this game. Looking for a spark plug. Maybe Tintiam Zon as well could be that spark plug on a double substitution with Giselle C. Well, Janela inserted here. You have Bertolano and Janela at the back. Miscommunication there for the Farm Fresh Foxies.
Nobody got that second ball. Well, the second ball is always the setter's ball. Unless sumigaw na si Aloy Robbins Hardy for help.
Molina checked. Back set, Tiamzon off the block.
Coach Rico is really trying to get numbers from his second stringer. So far, so good.
Which is why it's Farm Fresh who's calling timeout right now.
Sorry, sir. Come here, come here, come here, come here, come here.
We just know na may mga bagay sa timeout na yon ayaw niyang marinig ng mga
Yes.
viewers.
So Tintiam Zon scoring off the bench within reach are the Cignal Super Spikers. Maybe that timeout had something to do with Trisha Tubu. 12 points tied with Ellie Rousseau. A dynamic duo here. Pierre Abellana now serving as a specialist. Encarnacion, no entry, says Trisha Tubu.
13 big points for Trisha Tubu, the star opposite hitter from Farm Fresh. Totally denying that Encarnacion hit.
And a timeout this time by the Super Spikers.
Okay naman yung bigay. Kaya lang check nyo yung kabila. Ang middle tumatalon, hindi sinasamahan. Nakaabang agad sila doon sa high ball natin. Pero sipagan pa rin natin sa middle. Sipagan nyo din magbigay. Check nyo lang din mabuti. Ha? Para malito rin yung blocker sa kabila. Hindi pwedeng yun lang din. Talagang papayungan tayo niya. Bistado yung play natin eh. Okay, go.
The coaches always have full trust when it comes to the decision making of the setters, but sometimes they see minor details na kailangan i-address. And I would say in that last play, nabigyan naman ni Giselle C ng single blocker si Jewel Encarnacion. It's just that the choice of angle for that hit wasn't the right one because she hit a wall in Trisha Tubu.
Buding bumps it. Antava, bit of a runner there. Back to Tubu. Oh, crafty.
This is the reason why you can't afford to give an easy ball to Farm Fresh.
Good serve there for Abellana. Alohi to Ses. C off the rebound. Back row again for Eva Hantava.
That's more like it. She's now in double digits. The only player in double digits for the Super Spikers. We are looking for the numbers from the locals because Eva Hantava has been delivering for them. But when you look at the numbers of the locals, yung sumunod sa kanya ay si Jackie Acuna with 4 and Ishi Lalong Isip with 4 as well. And they're not even on the floor right now.
Erin looking to pave the way here though, keeping Cignal alive.
That is the first point for Erin Pangilinan.
Trisha Tubu again. Now to Ses. Hantava. Got the check there.
They're only down by 3.
So Eva Hantava, Neil, already surpassing her previous performance of 10, now with 11. Back to Molina. Ses Molina. A fireball of a hit for set point.
Definitely a bullet from Ses Molina. Targeting the seam of the block of Cignal.
One-handed set. Alohi. Back to Ses for the finisher in set number 2. This point is brought to you by Myra. Be Vita Brighter with Myra's Vitamin Powered Whitening Lotion. Alohi to Molina. As the Farm Fresh Foxies now with us 2 sets, 1 lead. And after 31 minutes, the Farm Fresh Foxies continue to be on a roll here, getting set number 2. Trisha Tubu, Ces Molina taking care of business there, Neil, late in the set.
I am surprised by the defense pattern that I'm seeing from the Super Spikers rather. I need to get used to that partner. But especially in the tail end, nawala yung defense nila eh. Yung block touches, wala masyado, nade-delay sila dun sa system nila. That's why Farm Fresh still had a better game offensively. It also helps Farm Fresh na si Ces Molina is very familiar with the system of the Super Spikers. So she was able to find all the right spots on the court. And again, hindi overloaded si Ellie Rousseau. Pag kailangan, yes, nandyan siya. But since the locals have been delivering, nakapagpahinga din yung reinforcement ng Farm Fresh. Look at that. Cignal wasn't able to register any block point in set number 2 while Farm Fresh had 4. So that was the biggest stat line that really stood out for me.
2 of those blocks, Neil, coming from Trisha Tubu, who is close to hitting 60% efficiency. And you emphasize that under Coach Lodi, and yung nakita nating improvement because we know simply Trisha Tubu can hit.
Yeah.
But now she's doing it in such an efficient manner. As Molina as well, finishing that set off really. So let's see if Jackie Acuna and the Cignal Super Spikers. I also have to get used to that. Can come back here and steal a set as they will start things off.
Ishi lalong isip will get the starting nod here in set number 3. Farm Fresh will not change anything. They're on their way to finish this in 3 straight sets, but they cannot afford to relax because we've seen this all in the past that when a team relaxes pag nanalo na sila ng 2 sets, you know, dumadating tayo sa fifth set situation.
Set number 3, here we go. Dawn, a high bump set for Eva, who sends it out of bounds. Although the silver lining here for Cignal so far is Eva getting more touches, getting more points, surpassing her previous game. Pinabawi si Hantava. Sabi nila Hantava, try one more time. And she finally gets it.
Nung first game ng Cignal, baliktad eh. The locals scored more. In this game, the reinforcement is scoring more. They have to find the right balance. Kailangan magsabay lahat na nakakapunto. So, para makita natin yung totoong sistema ng Cignal. Don Makandili Katindig is also back as their libero. He will give a free point off that service error.
Coach Rico not too happy with that one. Alohi, just a great job sharing the ball, but also a service error there for Alohi. So 2-1 with Acuna serving. Rousseau, target on lock there, Neil. Finding the corner pocket.
She can attack from all sides of the court.
What a serve. What a serve.
Opposite hitters don't receive actually pagdating ng first ball. So she can move forward para mabigyan niya ng clear view si Buding Torremdes.
Maging aware naman kayo dun sa darating na bola. Hindi pwedeng basta-basta na lang kayo pepesto na hindi kayo ready. Lamang ang kalaban, tsaka lamang sila sa set. Ngayon, naghahabol tayo. Kailangan maging aware tayo dun sa lahat ng darating na bola. Kung maaari, hindi tayo pwedeng magkamali. Parang ganyan lang yan. Sige, go, go, go! Super!
Some Ces Molina fans here. Well, she has 7 points in the game so far. Coming off that Cignal timeout though. Lalong isip. Good sweep there by Ellie. Molina trying to counter that attack. And Ishi looking to make more noise here. She had a great set number 1, but was silenced a bit there in set number 2. And now we have a report ready with Jules Israel. Jules?
Action by action, game by game, moment by moment. This is what Coach Lottie told the Foxies early today, and he even echoed the same sentiment in their huddle. He told them to be careful with their timings as well as their transitions. For him, they have to be more sharp, focused, alert, anticipating each other's moves even better. And on the other side of the court, Coach Rico de Guzman urged the Cignal Super Spikers in their huddle, kailangan nilang gumalaw at sipagan pa sa atake at depensa. He told them to put some variation in their attacks, that not every point has to be a powerful hit. And as captain Dawn Katindig always reminds her teammates, they have to learn how to adjust and move on fast in high-pressure situations like this. Let's see if things take a turn for them in this third set. Nielenheimer.
Thank you so much, Jules. Well, let's see if variations will take place now for Cignal. Molina trying to roll it. There's a whistle by our second referee.
It was a late call, but it's the correct call. Bertolana was in the front line. Went for an overhead set and bawal yon. You cannot attack a set na itinaas ng libero when she's in the front line. So kailangan before the attack line.
The toss for Molina. Eva prepared. Is she got the check again?
There's a challenge from Farm Fresh, a block touch challenge. White shirts are confident that there was no check.
So we have a challenge, but for those watching us right now, Pilipinas Live or One Sports, thank you for joining us here on Cignal TV. We've got 2 more games after this, Neil, for some Pool A action. We have Capital One versus Nextled and PLDT versus Choco Mucho. No block touch.
Official score is 5-piece.
Back row Santos. Read by Molina. This time it's the Farm Fresh Foxies with the attack. And who else to put the ball to but Trisha Tubu.
Point of attack, yung power tip. Effective time.
Tubu and Rousseau, along with Molina, really must-watch volleyball here in the reinforced conference. Turing will try setting for Tubu. And she still gets it. Everything going right for Trisha Tubu.
She's on her way to the 20-point mark. It's combined 30 points for Trisha Tubu and Ellie Rousseau.
Back to Lalong Isip. A tough angle there. Molina got the hands. Is she? That's the 3rd time this set. She used the hands of her blockers.
Good thing she was able to avoid that ball kasi mukhang pabalik sa kanya.
Just great reflexes from Ishi. A little head nod. To the open for Cess. Side out. 2-point lead Farm Fresh and a technical timeout.
Na-miss niyo ba yung game namin? Kung na-miss niyo, subscribe na to our YouTube channel. Subscribe na!
We arrive here in set number 3, says Molina, and the Farm Fresh Foxies clinging on to this 2-point lead. As double-digit performance for Eva Hantava, and also great showing here so far in this set by Ishi Lalong Isip. Trisha Tubu reminding us she is just human with that service error, but Just a great performance here with 16 big points.
The Cignal Super Spikers are getting their own fair share of chances. But when you have a one-stop player like Ces Molina, it is going to be hard for you to get consecutive points.
So Molina, after this down the line hit, just 1 point away from double digits. And yun na nga sinasabi mo, Neil, no? I mean, Molina with 9, Tubu with 16, Rousseau with 14. Good push. Will it be a regalo? No, not yet, says Tubu. Ellie had the right idea but just could not execute there.
She was still down on the floor. Masyadong mabilis yung set. She was still trying to establish her platform first before going for the approach. Pero naiba to na agad ni Aloy Robbins Hardy papunta sa left pin.
8 serving 9. Rousseau trying to find the angle, but Dawn was there, ready. Alohi tried to go for the quick. Back to Ellie. Now the slide for Cruz is just too low. And so we're at a deadlock at 9. Angel Cayuna with the full front line, looking to capitalize. Santos and Eva along with Jackie in the front row. Bertolano playing setter.
Nice up.
That cross court has been dug. Out of bounds there for Hantava.
Cignal can't seem to catch a break. They've been trying to really push themselves to score 3-point, 4-point runs, pero it's either makapatay ng bola yung Farm Fresh or may unforced error from their end.
Robbins Hardy going to Rousseau. One-handed save by Dawn. Check that Buding and then slow again.
Set was already too low for Jackie Acuna, but she still went for that power tip. Pag mababa na yung set sa middle, you have to at least put high clearance on the ball para tumawid siya. Then you reset again and establish your defensive pattern up front.
Alohi, the toss for Ellie Rousseau.
Life for Ellie Rousseau. 15 points.
Hantava targeting Cruz at the back line and a free ball for Cignal. Acuna missed opportunity there.
Unfortunate error from the Super Spikers. That was the right play. Everybody was scrambling from Farm Fresh, but it was outside.
Hantava, majority of her 13 points have been off the block.
Thirteen points for Eva Hantava. She's really trying her best to, talk to her teammates, give them some advice. But Ellie Rousseau has other plans. She wants to go home and rest.
16 points, this one.
Full swing.
Ishii. Alohi, what a back set for Tubu. That hit has been the moneymaker here for the Farm Fresh Foxies.
It's falling apart for the Super Spikers. Kanina, we were tied, what, 9 or 10? Now it's 15-10 in favor of the Foxes.
Trisha Tubu just really using her athleticism to create variations. Again for Tubu. Back-to-back points. Trisha Tubu sends us to a technical timeout. We'll be back in a moment.
Bitin na kayo sa games? Watch all the replays on PVL YouTube channel. Subscribe!
Erica Santos and the Cignal Super Spikers looking for one last rally here. But first they're going to have to stop Alohi's full front line, which has been a force to be reckoned with. Bertolana, secondary setter. Tubu tried the cut, but it will not work.
3-point for the Super Spikers. In the previous pocket tournaments of the PVL, si Erica Santos talaga yung nangunguna sa stat sheet. But somehow, Farm Fresh was able to neutralize her production. She's currently at 2, and that is not the usual numbers that we see from Erica Santos. Habang si Trisha Tubu, lahat ng ginagawa niya, tama for Farm Fresh. 19 points officially. That woman on your screen.
And if you're hearing cheers, that's because Riri Meneses has made an entrance here in set number 3. Tough set for Santos. She has been well defended at the net. How do you stop Trisha Tubu?
Officially at 20 points. I don't even know.
6 points in this set.
When you're on, I guess you're on.
60% efficiency, Neil, for the best opposite spiker here in the PVL. Good hit for Erin Pangilinan. One of the big questions here, Neil, for Cignal is when will Vanny be back? We felt her presence missed here in this match so far versus the Farm Fresh Foxies.
I'm sure she'll be back in no time. But one thing's evident here in this game, gumagana pa rin ng gumagana yung middles ng Cignal. As long as maganda yung reception at may involvement or engagement from the middles, lalong gumaganda yung offensive system nila because nakaka-create sila ng space. But again, you have Ces Molina on the other side, scoring at will.
So how about that, Neil? 10 for Molina, Tubu 20, Rousseau 16. That's 46 points.
And if you combine the output of the 3 players that you mentioned, mas mataas pa yung production nila kesa sa buong team ng Super Spikers.
Trisha Tubu.
Even the miss hits are working for Trisha Tubu. Wasn't the best of contact points. She was still able to get a point.
She is unconscious here in set number 3. 21 big points for Trisha Tubu as a signal timeout is called.
Nga rin alam kung ba't hindi lumalabas yung ganda ng pasa nyo. Ha? Ang contact lang naman dun sa kabola, napakaalam niya lang din ng service. Ba't hindi natin ma-receive? So yan lang kailangan natin, pumasa na maganda, and then makatake tayo, makahabol na, makadikit tayo. Okay? Go.
Wait! Side out tayo, yun lang, side out tayo. Tara!
Down by 8. An unconscious person is here in the Smart Araneta Coliseum. Trisha Tubu. Difficult to stop. 21 points, 60% attack efficiency. But if you're Cignal, Neil, what are you looking for here late in this set number 3?
I'm still looking for the smooth passing like that. Medyo out of system ulit yung Cignal, kaya aatake na naman yung Farm Fresh. And that has been the game plan of Farm Fresh from the start of this game, to keep on pushing the Super Spikers out of system. They're very successful in that aspect. That's why they dominated the attacking department, even the blocking.
4 points away. Meneses to serve. Back row Ginoo. Alohi to Molina with a good save by Giselle C. Naiangat pa yon ni Ellie Rousseau. Molina using her left hand, and there's a rally here. Oh! And Farm Fresh is smiling that one off. Cruz, her version of a power tip.
Yeah. Six points for Riza Cruz. So yung mga middles ng Farm Fresh, it's either they go for a strong differential hit or a power tip. Either or. Passing is still the problem for the Super Spikers. Di umaabot dun sa target zone, kaya walang choice yung setters but to send the ball to the left or right wing. But they get a kill block. That's a good sign for Cignal.
The Tibay defensive play of the set is brought to you by Elastoseal. Selyado ang bubong, anumang panahon. Slide. Good block there by Heather. Just perfect timing. Oh! Defense caught napping. And Rousseau in celebration.
These are the missed opportunities, I would say, for Cignal HD. It was definitely a free ball. It looked like Ellie Rousseau was targeting the short, but they weren't able to pick that ball up.
That's what you were saying.
Yeah, yun yung pasa na kailangan, a perfect A pass. Yung tipong hindi na kailangan gumalaw ng setter so that they deliver that ball to their middles. Look, even if there was a double block established by Farm Fresh, puntos pa din ng Super Spikers. Babalik pa rin tayo sa fundamentals, sa basics, that it all starts with reception.
Which is going to be a point of emphasis again, Neil, in practice, because this is the second straight game now they have had trouble with the reception. In the meantime, tight to the net. Chance ball here for Cignal. Ginoo, neutralized. Rousseau. Checked as well as Kayuna will set it up. And net defense on point for match point from the Farm Fresh Foxies.
Last substitution for Farm Fresh.
Straight to the net there by Pierre Abellana. So 8 match points to work with for the Foxies. Meneses for the finisher.
Her first point will end this match. Again, a dominant performance from the Foxies. It's a straight set win against the Super Spikers, and that will give them their second win in.
This point is brought to you by Myra. Be Vita Brighter with Myra's vitamin-powered whitening lotion. Another one of those beautiful sets we've seen by Alohi Robbins Hardy. As Farm Fresh remains undefeated, but a great team performance here. It's back to the drawing board for the Super Spikers. And we hope to see Vanny Gandler back soon. But for Farm Fresh, team effort indeed, Neil.
I agree. Again, the combined output of Molina, Tubu, and Rousseau was more than enough to get this 3-set win. Impressive numbers, 3 players in double digits for the Foxies. Only 1 player in double digits for the Super Spikers.
There's the stamp of this Farm Fresh Foxies win. A great start to the reinforced campaign. Ellie Rousseau as well, Neil, continues to impress us here in the PVL.
Yes, tuloy-tuloy yung performance ni Ellie Rousseau, but someone else stood out. And it is the local Trisha Tubu, who is our best player of the game.
Here she is. 21 points. And she started the tone really well for set number 1.
A while ago, you also mentioned her efficiency, 60%.
Around 60%.
Mataas yun, sobrang taas nun. In a conference like this where teams are just really getting really good.
So great performance for Farm Fresh and Trisha Tubu, who is with Jules Israel. Jules, take it away.
Neil and Jaime have the pleasure of talking to our best player of the game, Trisha Tubu of the Farm Fresh Foxies. Congratulations once again, Trisha. Back-to-back wins na ngayon ang Farm Fresh. Kumusta ang pakiramdam mo? And paano mo napanalo ang today? Kasi sabi mo sa akin, di ba, may toolbox of skills kayo sa bawat laro. So ano yung ginamit mo dun sa toolbox today?
Una-una po masaya kasi yun nga po. Parang ito po yung pinakamagandang start namin ng conference na 2-0 kaagad. And yun po sa toolbox na sinasabi ko po last time. Ay lahat po kami equipped doon. Kaya may mga pagkakataon po na off yung bola. And yun, may nabubunot kaming mga dapat gamitin.
So grabe talaga yung smarts din na pinakita nyo. And kanina pagpasok ko sa dugout nyo, grabe ang gaan lang talaga ng atmosphere and ng energy sa Farm Fresh Foxies dugout. Sa tingin mo, gaano kahalaga yung ganong culture and connection for the team sa panalo nyo today?
Una-una po yun nga, relax lang kami lahat kasi gusto namin relax din kayo maglaro sa loob. And napaka-gandang practice po yun sa amin kasi yun nga po na mabigat man yung kalaban namin, pero yung mindset dapat relax lang.
And kitang-kita talaga na ang ganda nung nilaro nyo today. And may gusto ka bang batiin at pasalamatan dahil ang ganda talaga nung pinakita nyo?
Yes po. Una-una po, thank you po sa owner namin, kay Tito Frank Lau, Tito Janice Lau, at si Janica, Boss Jared, Boss Jacob. Thank you so much po sa lahat ng support. Sa family ko po, sa tatay ko na nanonood, and sa mother ko na nasa Pangasinan. Yun po. And sa lahat po ng supporters ng Farm Fresh Foxies. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much as well, Trisha. Congratulations again. And there you have it. Neil and Jaime, the toolbox of skills, and that connection really just shone through today in the first game. Back to you.
Thank you so much, Jules. Congratulations to Trisha Tubu. Toolbox lang ba, Neil? Parang suitcase yata yung dala ni Trisha Tubu for today's game. But let's take a look at the match highlights here.
Sinabi pa niya na may mga bola na hindi in system, but based on my observation, most of the time they were in system. Bilang na bilang lang yung mga out-of-system plays ng Farm Fresh. Alohi Robbins Hardy did a really good job in distributing those balls and delivering yung mga preferred sets ng mga hitters niya. Now, Farm Fresh is up 2-0. I know this is the start that they've been dreaming of. Mahaba-haba pa yung conference, but so far, ito yung Farm Fresh na kumpleto ulit na sasabihin ko.
And our match statistics here. Well, attacks, obviously, Farm Fresh was a force to be reckoned with there, Neil.
Across all skill departments, Farm Fresh definitely edged out the Super Spikers. But yeah, it is glaring to see the blocking and the attacking department na lumayo because kadalasan Cignal talaga yung nakakaabante when it comes to those aspects. But again, defensively, Farm Fresh was the better team today.
Cignal Super Spikers, it is back to the drawing board as they are still in search for their first win. But up next, Bella Belen in the Capital One Solar Spikers looking for their first win against Lian de Guzman and the next led Chameleons. All here in Pilipinas Live, One Sports in Cignal TV. Trisha Tubu, a monster today as Erica Santos looking to bounce back in their next game. But for now, it's time to say our goodbyes for our director, Ken Natividad, our courtside reporter, Jules Israel, my partner, Neil Flores. My name is Jaime Escalon. Thank you for watching, supporting the PVL. This is the heart of volleyball.